Yo, what's up, everybody? Check it out. We got this IRC IX09W Gikota tire mounted up, and as I said before, it looks pretty awesome on the bike. Yeah, and you know what? So I have it mounted back. I actually have this mounted back as far as I can. I still need to put the chain on, but previously I did move even my trials tire. I moved it back as much as I could to make more space up here so that the mud wouldn't pack up as much, and it gave it more space with the trials tire on this side to clear the mud getting in this section. So I've already pulled it back. I believe I added I think I added 2 links. I'll double check. Oh, here I added just one link to the chain, just to make it a little bit longer, so that we can accommodate moving it further back. And this is what we need to do to get this tire mounted. We need to move the shaft as far back as we can on this bike to give us enough space. Now take a look, and I've said this before many a times, with the trials tire, like you have on our E-Pure Race, you don't have much space here. You don't have much space, and when the kickstand is up, the spring is actually right where you see my fingers are. So a lot of times the mud that hits the sidewall gets caught up in there, and it rubs, creates friction. And as you can see too, you see these lines on the tire. That's a result of the rubbing. Some of the rocks get stuck and it just rubs on the tire, creates more friction. And even with the stock placement of the wheel on the E-Pure Race and the E-Scape R, there's not much space here. There's about maybe 3/4 of an inch here to let the mud go through. So this tends to pack up quite a bit. That's the reason why I pulled the tire back as far as I could by adding the link on the chain and making more space so that that can clear, or it would be easier to clear if you're on the trail. Okay. Now comparing that trials tire again to our IRC Gikota, now if you look at it, I still need to shave the knobbies just a little bit, just the edge off. I mean, if we actually look at it, when it rotates, it's pretty free. I mean, it barely touches, so there's not much, and some of them don't even touch, but there's not much that we need to take off just for be on the safe side. We don't want to rub the paint off on our swing arm. But take a look at this. See how much gap you have here and how much space you have here? Only the tips are close to the swing arm. So what this allows is it allows for the mud and whatever this tire, aggressive tire, is going to grab, it allows it to, get pushed to the side. It clears itself a lot easier. Now, it's a benefit. I think it's a benefit overall. Well, resistance is drag, and that pretty much basically kills the battery faster. So when I'm riding in the trail, if it's muddy, every time we take a break, I'll get a stick and I'll just try to unclog this as much as possible, even though I know it might get clogged up a little bit before that. And if you're wondering about the kickstand, why my kickstand looks a little different, I've actually made a plate to move the kickstand forward and out a bit. That's why you see these 2 kickstand mounts sticking out, and I have 2 underneath up here up front. That's actually bolting the plate to the swing arm and then the kickstand to the plate. That way, when my kickstand is up like such, now the spring here is free to move, or this spring is free of the knobs, right? And again, less space. The spring is now in line with the swing arm. Any mud is going to just flow right through here, and it won't get caught up on the spring, creating friction, creating buildup, and it should overall be a lot more free when we're riding. Yeah. So this is actually pretty good. I do want to leave this mud guard on, and for that reason I am going to shave more off the I guess you could say the left side of the tire than I will the right side. The right side will be very minimal, and the left side is going to be a little bit more, just to clear this plastic. On my last E-Scape trail mod, I guess you could say, the enduro mod, when I mounted the same tire, I took this off because I didn't want to shave more of the tire. But what I found was, I mean, like you can guess right off the bat, my chain got a lot more dirty. It got packed with mud, and I'm trying to reduce resistance. That actually in turn created more resistance from the chain being dirty. It would bind up, it would get loud, it would get noisy, and it just wouldn't work that good. I mean, it ran, but if the mud dried up, we'd have a little bit more issues than we would had this been here, this guard, and it would have just stayed clean. So I want to keep this on. So then that I'm going to shave a little bit more off this side. Now, let me show you how I do it. I just have this looks like a real fancy knife, but it's actually a kind of El Cheapo Japanese sashimi knife, which I got off of like a dollar store. And it's very, very sharp, and it's good enough to just take the edge off these knobs. So as you can see, it's not too much. I haven't taken too much off the knob here. As you can see here, take too much off the knob. That's a regular knob, and that's one that we shaved. And this is the pieces we're taking off. It's not much. It's maybe about I would say 1/8 of an inch off the corner, which is not too bad. Still provides us with a lot of grip. We're not touching the tire, so we don't have to worry about creating any flats. It puts a little bit more flex on this, but that's okay. This tire was meant to flex. And that's the one thing I really like about this tire, is it flexes and it really conforms like a trials tire, but it's more aggressive like a knobby. So to me, this is a real hybrid, this tire. And it works good on electric because electric doesn't necessarily have the crazy raw power like, say, a 300cc bike that would maybe shred these things off in a second. I am not too sure. But for as the electric wise, it's probably the lightest knobby you can go with because of the 2-ply wall thickness, which is similar to that tire there. And it, like I said, it just has the similar characteristics except this knobby. So check out how I shave it off, and we'll see how it fits after. Alright, so we got this side shaved down. You can see here just a little bit off the edge. Doesn't really make it look that bad, but we can notice it's definitely not as far sticking out as this side. We did take quite a bit off, like I said, like about 1/8. Not a big deal, but we are able to now rotate the tire pretty freely without it rubbing so much. We'll probably go through this again and make sure there's a few that touch. Maybe I can hear a little bit of rubbing. Oh, there you go, like that. You can see that, and then we'll go and we'll just shave off a little bit more just to make sure this thing rubs freely. Now, in my experience, you can't expect the tire to wear in. This plastic is gonna get it. So we don't want to eat through this. So we'll just take a little bit more time and make sure we shave off enough of our tire for that purpose. Now, moving on to this side, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna look real close, but I don't really see any that are touching. I mean, some of them are really close, but I don't think any of them are touching besides the little feelers on the knobs. So I'm gonna do one rotational pass and just maybe after I fix my left side to make sure that's all good, I might just maybe just a little bit on the right side, but I don't think it's an issue. So that would be great if that's the case. And then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so now we got it dialed in. Shaved a little bit more off the left side, and the right side is, I mean, it is just clearing, which is okay to me. That little flapping you hear is the little antennas touching this guard. So that's perfect. This is what we want. I'm gonna mount the chain up and turn the bike on and give it a little spin. Oh, look at this beauty. Look at that. Oh my god, amazing. Looks great. is free. It's not binding anywhere. Let's see, how about this side? It's not binding. You see my kickstand spring is out of the way, so we are all good to go. And yeah, I verified this thing isn't touching at all. This right side knob, so that's great. That's it's a little bit different than the 2020 Escape. Both sides were like touching. I don't really know what the difference is, but it's not. It's all good. So let's turn this guy on. Right, safety key. Put that on. We're gonna select our map. Woo! Oh man, this is gonna tear it up. Not literally, of course. I mean, we don't want to dig holes in our trail, but you know, like I said, given that it's soft compound with this aggressive tire, we can run this, and with the Tubliss system, we can run this low pressure side real flat, have this contact patch really widen up with those side knobs, and get optimal grip, maximum grip, with whether the bike is weighted or not. This is gonna be a pretty awesome mod. Some people have said it was kind of, I want to say 60-40. Personally, on the comments from Instagram and YouTube and stuff, everybody would say, don't do it, don't do it. I would say about 60-40. But you know what? I pulled the executive decision and I'm gonna try it out. And hey guys, I try it out so that you can make up your mind for yourself. You know, if you want to go do this mod, if you have an Escape, just a regular Escape, not the R, you will have regular dirt bike 18-inch wheels, you know, tube style. So you know, that is a lot easier to install a tubeless system and install a tire like this, or don't even install a tubeless, just run this tire with a tube. But you may not be able to take advantage of the really low air pressure that the tubeless system allows you to do. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Once again, hit the like button, comment. What do you think about this? I mean, I think it looks cool. And for personal experience, I mean, it's gonna ride very good. Matching with the IRC Gekota IX09W front. Oh, I still got rubbish in here. But matching it with the front, I mean, I think this bike looks really good. It's gonna perform really well. This is the E-nduro bike right here. Thank you once again, guys. Remember, always ride with aloha. Till next time, a hui ho. Take care. Aloha.